So basically what happened is that these girls were getting harassed by, I guess, some migrants or some shit. That's what people at least say. And this girl, apparently now, people are rallying around this pretty much. And police arrested her. Yes, they arrested this girl. So, obviously... Oh, shit! She says show the knife so he can go and get her in trouble. Which is so crazy that, like, this guy is trying to bait a 14-year-old girl into doing something that's going to get her in trouble after he's trying to stalk and sexually harass her. This, and by the way, we're not talking about, like, fucking 18, 17, nothing like that. I don't know what the age of consent over in Britain is, but I tell you what it's not, and it's not 14, okay? So, this is nuts, bro. She 12? Oh, my God. It's 16? Yeah, well, that ain't 12. I tell you, I've been to math before, and that ain't the way them numbers add up. Actually, it is. The way it adds up is you subtract it, and it comes out to 10 to 20. You believe that?
This girl is in big trouble, and this is what happened. So on August 3, 2025, the police received a report that a girl was seen with bladed weapons threatening an immigrant in Dundee, Scotland. Although it was not really stated what led to this incident. The police...
Isn't it crazy how, like, all you have to do is press these people and they go back to their default programming? Is like, this is so, like, they immediately, bro, they immediately go back to the Braveheart. Immediately, like you said, oh wow, like, oh, there's no way they're gonna go back. Bro, this 14 or 12-year-old girl is more aggressive. Yeah, they factory reset. Yeah, she's got more fucking she's got more freedom inside of her than half the pussies in Parliament do. What the hell happened? Yeah, they factory resetted her.
As a result of the failure of the police to protect the natives of Britain from crimes perpetrated by immigrants. The police has, however, revealed that the girl will be charged in connection to the incident.
So the girl is the one that's getting charged. I cannot wait, bro. I cannot wait for the crash out over this. Because I guarantee you, this is building up into a... Like, this is going to be a generational crash out. Like, people are going to be losing... People are going to die. Like, I'm going to say that right now. People are going to die, and it's going to be a lot of them. This is going to be real bad. And, yeah, rape is lynching. Yeah, and I'm telling you, it'll radicalize everybody. It will. And, yeah, this is a... And the thing is, the government's to blame. You don't want to blame... The immigrants, like, I mean, obviously they shouldn't be there. But at the end of the day, this is like, you know, these people are not being held accountable. It's a different culture. They shouldn't be here in the first place. Like, the immigrants, yeah, they're wrong, they're bad, and obviously, you know, put them in jail, get rid of them. But at the same time, illegal immigrants and migrants, normal immigrants, I'm okay with, right? But in general, it's important to preface that. But the point is that, you know, you got a bunch of this other shit. You know, it's really... It's in my opinion, I always look at, so maybe this sounds crazy, but I always look at who has the power to change the outcome. And I look at them as the ones who are truly responsible. And that's the way I see things, is I look at the person who could change it and who chooses not to. And that's the person who I say is wrong. So really, that's what it is. Why is he recording a kid? So he can get her in trouble for trying to defend herself, obviously. That's clearly it. And so, yeah, anyway, so you got this girl, bro, like, she, and she's doing this, right? Just to try to get this guy away from her, man. And so, anyway, she was defending her 12-year-old sister. Wife material, modern times. I mean, no, not wife material. No, that's the whole reason this happened. But anyway, absolutely disgusting. The rest of 14-year-old, yes. And I know what he's saying, but like it's definitely the wrong time to say something like that. Anyway, you know, there's cameras at the park. The police should release the footage. Yeah, of course they can. And so anyway, this is what's been going on. A lot of people have been talking about this, and it's really not a surprise that what I find to also be interesting is that there's only a couple of videos about this at all on YouTube. I would have expected to see a tremendous amount of videos about this topic, considering how many people are discussing it. But for whatever reason, there's almost nothing about this on YouTube at all. Oh, I know why. It's because it was in Scotland. That's the reason. That must be why. Yeah, because I was searching for the wrong place. And so anyway, yeah, why is knife-wielding Scottish girl went viral? Yeah, there it is, guys. And so anyway, I'm pretty glad to see this happen, see people fighting back. I think it really is a sad state of affairs that the strongest show of masculinity and force in defending their homeland in the last, 10 years from the Scottish people has been a 12-year-old girl. I find this to be a little bit upsetting. Wow. It's big on Twitter. Okay, let me see if I can find it here and pull it up. Yeah, here we go. In Dundee, Scotland, a 14-year-old girl was captured in a viral video showing the girl defending herself and her 12-year-old sister. So a 12 and a 14-year-old girl. As someone who's stalked by pedophile ages 8 to 11, I can tell exactly what point this girl's at. This isn't the first time pedo Muslims have harassed her and her sister. She's exhausted every avenue of pleading the adults to help her, and they failed. Yeah, I think that the big issue is that a lot of adults don't want to approach this topic because they're afraid of being labeled as a racist. And because they're afraid of that, they end up letting people like her get abused and taken advantage of. That's not true. No, I think it is. I think it absolutely is. And so, and I don't know if this person's a Muslim or not. I think this is just maybe this is just, fan fiction, stuff like that. I wouldn't really go and, draw that conclusion all the way. But either way, it's a problem regardless. And it's not true. Yeah, it might be a hot take, but I believe minors shouldn't be filmed in public under any circumstances unless they're actively breaking the law. You think minors shouldn't be filmed in public under any circumstances unless they're breaking the law? I'm trying to think what the reasoning would be to say that shouldn't be true. I think that if you're filming something and... So I feel like there's a big difference between a minor being on film and a minor being filmed. Does that make sense? So, for example, if you're recording, a specific person, then I could definitely be on, your side of the fence with it. But, if you're just, filming it like a McDonald's and there's, some kids behind you, then, no, I don't think that should be illegal, right? And so, it's kind of, common sense stuff. It's too complicated. Yeah, I think it might be too complicated, but I agree with you in principle of what you're trying to remove. It's not the men pot up kids' parks and video the girls. This is something that happens every day, not just parks, schools, and beaches too. Yeah, but don't you think that problem is yeah, definitely that's an issue, but wouldn't you just go arrest those people? This is the way I look at it. So what you're telling me is there's a small group of people that's causing a big problem so the way that you deal with that is you punish everybody? No, bullshit. No, I don't think that you need to have these overarching rules in order to stop stop the 2 percenters. I think that we have a fundamental problem that all of the rules and all of the laws are curated around stopping 2 percenters. And everybody has to, we would be living in a utopia if we did not have laws that were made to micromanage 2 percenters. And that's really what's going on here, right? More like 10% in America? I think it's 2% personally. But, who knows? And UK doesn't have a Muslim problem. They have a boy problem. They imported all the problematic people that would be in jail in their own countries. Well, I have no idea whether they did that or not. I just genuinely don't know. But, yeah, these girls' mothers beat up the guy's sister, and then he started recording them. Maybe. Yeah, I just don't know. And let's see here. They're absolutely horrific. Yeah, don't fucking touch us. Girls screaming at a migrant, recording them before brandishing an axe and a knife. So, yep, there you go, guys. Man. And obviously, this is one of those things where it seems like pretty much everybody is on the same side of this issue. This is definitely, I would say, a rallying point where a lot of people have begun to get more radicalized by this. And I think that you're going to continue to see this happen in general. So, yeah. And Zach Millennials had their brains pumped full of gangster rap that idolize this criminal behavior. That's really a lot of the reason why we got here. I don't think that's the reason why. I think that what happened is that in education, right, and I think this is a good thing to an extent, The problem is that acknowledging any sort of a systematic problem that happens with a group of people who think a certain thing, that's automatically seen as racist or problematic. So if you have a bunch of people that think something that's reductive or problematic, if that group of people is a non-white group of people, it's very hard for, I think, society to deal with that, because people are so trained to automatically like repudiate anything that even sounds like racism, right? And that's clearly what's happening, right? It's not rap music. Yeah, that's clearly what it is. Why dance around it? Well, what I'm saying is that I think this is an overarching problem. It's in the UK, it's in America, it's in anything. Whenever there is a problem with any group of people that's not like a gang violence, I think gang violence is a great example. Like gang violence is predominantly minorities, right? It is. And this is just a fact. Everybody knows this. But you know, being able to talk about it in this way, people don't want to because there's a racial connotation to it. And I think that's what people are afraid of, and that's the reason why these issues don't get resolved. And I think the worst thing about that is the people that really suffer are the minorities in these communities that are being terrorized by these gangs. That's what's really happening. There's a different angle. I don't know yet. It's not that hard. Government's protecting migrant criminals. Yes. I think the government is protecting the migrant criminals, and it's embarrassing. And again, I think more of these things need to happen until people in the country just get mad enough, and then they start pushing back. And I think that they will. I think it's already beginning to happen. Do you think there's any chance this was staged? No, I think that what happened is that these girls probably have been harassed by this person in the past. Like, I mean, I generally assume that this girl isn't playing Skyrim, right? She doesn't just have these two items in her inventory. So the probability is that this has been happening to her for a regular period of time, and her going out into a public space, she probably brought these with her because she was anticipating this to happen. And she did that for her own protection. So that's the most logical thing of how it happened. That's what I would guess. And so, yeah, breaking point for the poor kid. Yeah, of course, right? And she alluded to those. Dude, that was real. I think it was real, too. But, yeah, that's it. Most other countries are racist, though. Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't want to live in those other countries. Like, a lot of those countries I don't want to live in either. People in Scotland are naturally siding with the alleged assailant because people from that area are dog, rough, and feral. I don't know about that. I mean, are people really doing that? Like, new information on the Dundee Axe girl. The man was innocent after all. Oh, geez. The quote, no, the police in Scotland have confirmed to the Courier that the investigation has concluded. It is understood that despite reviewing CCTV and making other inquiries, the officers have found nothing to support the allegations made against two individuals highlighted in the posts. Okay, so this is how you can immediately disprove this. Why didn't he just walk away from her then? Really? I mean, wouldn't, like, if somebody told me, leave me alone, I would just walk in the other direction. So why is it that you didn't just immediately start turning around and getting away from this person? Why would you film them at all? It's because they harassed him. Surely they must have harassed him. Surely that's actually what happened. No, should anyone from Scotland take a look and see if that's a standard in that situation? Seeing right-wing grifters trying to make into something else is wild. Anyone from Scotland? Oh, man. That is insane. Oh, my God. Why the fuck is Elon Musk feeling the need to stick his nose into every aspect of UK politics? Because he's trying to help you before you give your country away to people that are going to kill you. That's the reason why. You should be saying thank you. Thank you, Elon. Thank you for caring about my country, even though I want to give it away to foreign invaders for Reddit upvotes. Thank you, Elon. Yes. Oh my fucking God. Glasgow's full of them? Oh, I have no idea, but this is insane, man. Can you turn your brightness up? And yeah, exactly. By the way, why would anybody trust the police there? Isn't it amazing that people would even consider that? Why would you trust the police whenever the police have been systematically exposed for trying to suppress this data in the first place? And we're supposed to just believe this? We're supposed to just trust this and say, oh yeah, this is what's going on? No, I think the reason why they said this is that they might not have absolute conclusive proof, but let's just use your fucking brain. See, this is the mind of a Redditor, is that they would rather take the an authority figure's position, and they would rather take their point of view rather than use their own thinking. And this is the big problem that I think Reddit has, is that Reddit has such, I said Tigger, okay? I didn't use the N, all right? Even if, I almost had a Tectone moment there, didn't I? But no, so, the Tigger, yes, no, absolutely not. And I've never read it. So anyway, what was I saying before? I totally got distracted. Only it confirms your views. Exactly. So what happens is that people are willing to give up their own 5 senses. You are looking at a person actively pursuing 2 underage girls that are very clearly like saying, leave us the fuck alone, walking away from him. What kind of a person walks after somebody who's saying, leave me alone, stop following us? Who does this? Just apply even like the slightest amount of logic to this. And this is the problem with Redditors, is that they're stupid people who think that they're smart. And that's the scariest thing that you can possibly have. Because a stupid person who thinks that they're smart will listen to somebody who they think is smarter than them because they think that that reinforces their own intelligence. That's the big issue of what's happening here, okay? You can see that. And Dunning-Kruger effect? No, this is not Dunning-Kruger effect. It's just the, 105 IQ effect. This is unironically, like that meme with like the really smart guy and the big retard that have the same opinion and the guy in the middle that like has this different dumb opinion. That's where we're at. So the 80 IQ is about, hey, come over here and all this shit causing fucking a problem. What the hell are they doing here? What the hell is this? And then, you got the smart people that are like, well, if you look at the data and you see the amount of crimes that are being reported, and then, of course, after they said that, they go to jail. But then you have the people in the middle like, oh, no, but the police said that, you see, she made this man follow her. She was telling him to leave, but what she really was trying to do was make him follow her. Yeah, come on. It's insane, man. I misclicked the follow macro. Exactly. I see the Minneapolis shooting. I have not. I'm going to get to it, okay? It was a Christian church. Everybody was super excited and clamoring for the shooter to be a Muslim. They were saying, please let it be a Muslim. It was a white guy. That's right. Another one. Can you believe it? I guess we have a mental health crisis in this country. Yeah. And a trans white guy? Well, is it? No, hold up. Wait a minute. The guy had long hair. He had long hair. Does that mean he's trans? Like, I mean, what are we doing here? And so, yes, and yeah, it's probably, I don't know. Was it really? Okay, oh, they're trans. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, jeez. We're going to get to that, but let me finish this, okay? Yes, all right. Give me a minute. I did not know this was, you called this? I actually didn't, well, in a way I did, with like everybody clamoring to like, which group of people is at fault for this? I think that, this is my opinion, okay? I think that if you go into a Catholic school full of children and you kill them, you have transcended ideology. You are into psychosis. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Muslim, trans, straight, gay, tall, short, fat, skinny, male, female, anything. You have transcended ideology. You have transcended logic. You have transcended doctrine. You have transcended even dogma. And you have entered into psychosis and profound mental illness. And so that's the way I see it, okay? That's the way I see it. I think that there are very few Luigis where it seems like this guy kind of like, it wasn't a total nutball. But yeah, you've transcended. Oh, transcended. Damn. I didn't even see that. I didn't even know that. Bro, we're going to get to it real quick, okay? But yeah, the problem with what you're saying is you're being logical. Twitter retards aren't capable of that. Well, that's why everybody's watching me. That's why everybody waiting to see what I'm going to say about it. Like, whenever I say something about something, everybody talking about it, people are like, damn, can y'all believe what he said? They're like, damn, let's talk about what he said. And, like, that's it. So no, of course, right? I mean, that's the reason why. Is that in a world that's gone crazy, I'm the only one who's sane. And by the way, I hate to tell you guys this. I almost don't want to say this. I really believe that. I do. I really believe that. I believe that I'm one of the only people who hasn't gone crazy. Everybody else has gone crazy. And I'm one of the only people who hasn't. Yes, you're all wrong. Exactly, you're not alone. Sometimes I feel like it. But yes, I know that I'm not alone. You're going to talk about... Yeah, I'll talk about Tectone's ban. Tectone got banned for being white. That's what happened. I found out from an anonymous source yesterday in my dreams that Tectone actually was banned for being white. Yeah, we've got a crazy problem here on Twitch, and that's where we're at. Big mistake, that's right. Should have done what, wait, I was going to make a blackface joke. Let's not. And anyway, so the point is, so you have Scotland that's trying to sweep and justify why it's okay. Like, I mean, again, these people will totally just resign any form of logic, rationality, or common sense thinking away in order for them to reaffirm their just stupid fucking views. So stupid. And so, yeah, you dream about Tectone? No, I didn't say. I didn't say if it was a nightmare or not, did I? And he got banned because he was bald. Maybe you're right. And so, yes. Anyway, Tectone viewership went down 100% after the bot crackdown today. That's true. Before, Tectone had 11,000 viewers, and now Tectone has 0. I wonder what happened. I guess he was... So nobody was watching... Well, how do you guys even know about it then? Yeah, he doesn't have any viewers today. Damn, that's crazy. In my opinion, I think that I'm going to be on... Like, I talked to Tectone, like, very briefly yesterday about the situation. I think that Tectone... The thing is that, like, you have to be able to exercise stoicism and restraint in the face of tension and stress. And whenever you're in a situation where you're, on edge, where you're mad, or where something is, not going the way you want it to, you need to make sure that you keep your head straight. And I think that in a lot of cases, there are times where I could do something that would maybe be very aggressive and it would maybe make me feel good, but it would not achieve my goal in the long term. I think that a form of long-term thinking and long-term planning, because I don't think that it's good for him that he gets banned. I don't think it's good for him that he got suspended. It doesn't help him, right? I mean, obviously, to an extent, it makes him to be a martyr, and I think it does draw attention to the fact that other people have gotten suspended for way less time, for way more stuff. Like, for example, like Mike from PA, like saying that Jews are a demonic ethnicity or demonic entity or something like that, I would say that's worse than just simply using the homophobic F word. And I don't see how any reasonable person couldn't come to that conclusion. But at the same time, you have to look at what serves your interests and what serves your goals the best. Is it best to alienate yourself from a system by doing something extreme in order to prove a point? Or is it best to work within the system and to try to change it gradually over time? Now, my opinion in general is to work within a system and change it over time because I think it's more effective. I only look at, and this is something that, it's taken me a long time to get there. And I still fall short of this in some cases myself. But on a personal level, I only look at where I am and where I want to be. That's it. I don't think about how I feel. I don't think about what's right. I don't think about what's wrong. I don't think about what's fair. I don't think about what should happen or what shouldn't happen. I just simply look at where am I, where do I want to go, and how do I get there? That's it. That's the only thing that I think about, is how do I achieve my goal? And if achieving my goal means doing something that might hurt my ego, I do it instantly. If achieving my goal means doing something that would put somebody in a position that they don't want to be in, I would do it instantly. Anything that I would want to do is in service of a goal. And so the moment that you lose sight of that goal and you start thinking in terms of releasing your own self is the moment that your goal is no longer what you're working towards. That's the way I see it. That's my viewpoint on things. And I know that, in service of the goal. What the fuck is your goal? It depends on what happens. It does. That's called psychosis, my dude. Most people can't set aside their emotions. Well, just work on it. People set it, and that's actually not true. People set aside their emotions all of the time. Everybody in a traffic jam is mad. Nobody is trying to run each other over because people are setting aside their emotions and they're patient and they wait for their turn. All of the time, everybody constantly exercises self-restraint on a daily basis, on a regular basis. 100%. Accusations made against them might have directly led to potentially lethal interaction with law enforcement. I can't see how people don't consider calling someone a rapist to be worse than the F word. Calling somebody a rapist is infinitely worse than calling somebody the F word. Here's how you know that's true. Because calling somebody a rapist can get you a defamation charge and make you lose millions of dollars, and calling somebody the F word can't. So that's a big reason why. It's literally that simple. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you shouldn't be having people say that somebody's a rapist for any reason. Like, that's it. And you can call anyone specific the F word. Well, I'm just saying in general. Saying the F word doesn't land you in jail, but calling somebody a rapist does. Or it could. Not jail, but like a court judgment, right? And so, yeah. But anyway, bro, being in traffic doesn't get me mad enough to want to murder someone. I didn't say that, did I? Did I say murder? No, I didn't. I said drive around everybody else. Like, do you ever get impatient? Have you ever been impatient waiting in a line? Do you run to the beginning of the line? No, you don't. You control your emotions and you wait until it's your turn. This is the way it works. And so everybody exercises, and this is the problem, right? Is that people have put themselves into a position of learned helplessness where they think that they are not in control of their own lives. But you are in control of your own life. You've always been in control of your own life, and you exercise that restraint every day, every minute, every hour of your life, and you're not even realizing it. And as soon as you realize it, you can practice doing it consciously. But the first thing to do before you can practice doing it consciously is to be conscious of the fact that you've already been doing it. So that's the way that I look at it. Okay, this is some fucking, Asmongold life lesson. By the way, I live in my mom's house. I'm fucking 35. I don't have a girlfriend, and I'm balding, okay? So I wouldn't listen to my opinion on stuff. But in general, that's what I'm saying. I do think that I'm right about this.